A popular Molokai bakery is going to fork over a lot of dough to the state. Kanemitsu Bakery was hit with a $90,000 penalty for making and selling its products in unsanitary conditions earlier this year.
But this latest violation also shows just how infrequent island restaurants and food establishments are inspected. But as KITV4's Paul Drews explains, that will be changing.
Kanemitsu Bakery has been serving customers for over 3/4 of a century. While many rave about their baked goods, the State Department of Health inspector found plenty not to like during a visit in March.
They've been in business for a long time. They should know what is expected of them. And the types of violations that we did find are, basic sanitary conditions.
The inspector found cooking tools weren't properly cleaned and sanitized, rodents weren't adequately controlled, and other major problems. And this wasn't the first time Kanemitsu was found to have unsanitary conditions.
There's a pattern of cleaning up and then allowing the situation to reoccur.
But even with that history of violations, this business wasn't inspected more frequently because there's only one health inspector for Molokai. Just like the rest of the state, inspections fall far below what federal guidelines suggest.
The FDA suggests that for high-risk establishments, they should be inspected at least 3 times a year. Right now, we're inspecting at a frequency of once every 2 to 2.5 years.
To increase inspections, the Department of Health is training 3 new employees and has been given the go-ahead to hire 5 more inspectors, but is working on a plan to triple the number of inspectors for the state. In order to pay for more inspectors, the Department of Health is looking to increase licensing fees for food establishments all across the state. Right now, the average restaurant licensing fee is $46 a year, but if approved, that average would increase to $196 a year.
So our increase of $150 a year for the average food establishment literally comes out to less than $1 a day, which translates to, if you're selling 100 plate lunches a day, less than a penny a plate lunch in order to secure food safety for the public.
But some small eateries, like Opalicious, which has only been in business for 8 months, can't spare even those extra pennies.
You do need inspectors to make sure that, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, but not at the expense of, especially small business owners.
But the Department of Health feels not adding more inspectors could be even more costly.
Foodborne illness these days does not mean a sore stomach and some vomiting. It does mean death sometimes. People die from E. coli or other lot of serious infections out there that can get into our food supply.
While the new inspectors will soon start to take on some of that busy workload, it won't be until this fall that public hearings will be held over the proposed increase in restaurant licensing fees, which means the money for a big increase in inspectors is at least a year away.